distribution. That's Charlie Hotel, Sandy Charlie Papa, CHSCP.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday. No, that's not what I want to do here. Okay. Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
WKSP works for post fourth consecutive monthly sales record in July 2025. Gross margin reaches 31%, one quarter early. That is WKSP, Whiskey Kilo Sandy Papa. Axios reporter on X citing senior Israeli officials said explosion in Doha is an assassination operation against senior Hamas officials.
All right. I was trying to figure that out. That thing was set for Tesla, the whole and half dollars, instead of being zeroed out. So that was kind of a problem. So today's news. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. I'm interested in Hood again. Ended up doing pretty good yesterday. I'll show you that update in a minute. So Robinhood's continuing to rally because of the S&P 500 inclusion. Let's see. Futures are steady for the AI chip sector right now. NVIDIA rebounding modestly. Let's see. Broad market sentiment. Rate cut optimism persists, but JP Morgan warns that the anticipated Fed move could trigger a sell the news reaction. That's interesting. She's trying to make that happen by saying that. I mean, my general feeling is we're right at the top. So when you buy long right now, it's risky. I mean, not with scalping, obviously, but getting into a position now to ride for a long period of time, you might have to wait for a long period of time. You know, it just seems like you kind of hold your money for some sort of a pullback. That'd just be my opinion. So here's our bullish bearish prediction. Let's let him stop talking for a minute. Bullish on Robinhood, bullish on NVIDIA, neutral to slightly bullish on Palantir. Apple's bullish, it pulled back, which was interesting. Google neutral, Microsoft is neutral, Meta is neutral, slight bullish, Tesla neutral, AMD neutral. The SPY, general SPY, is moderately bullish, and the QQQ is bullish. QQQ is bullish, interesting. Let's check on a couple of others here real quick, and then I can start setting up. So I'm going to start to set out the breakout levels as I remember them from day trading volume 4. I'm going to try to set them up. IREN energy, strong bullish. That's interesting. What's the spread on that guy? Here it's showing, well, it doesn't even make sense right now on the, it's not sink or swim. But I've got my thing over here. It's 4 cents on my new program scanner over here. You should pick up that scanner, guys. It's really, really handy because I think it's called the, oh God, what is it called? It is called the 50K, the professor's 50K scanner. That's actually the one I was looking at, and I have the spread put on the actual description things that you can get on the other new scanners. Just look for the newest scanner that they have over there at the $1 Million Margin Club. I don't know what they actually named it, which is kind of dumb if they change my name because I can't promote it, but I'll find that out for you guys. But it should be the newest scanner. This one said it has to be moving at least 50K in a 1 minute. So BABA is bullish as well. I didn't really mark any of these out. Yeah, look at that. These are like useless right now. We've got core weave is slight bullish. Hood is neutral right now. Interesting. SMCI neutral, slightly bullish. HIMS and hers are neutral, bullish. Marvel Technology bullish, and then RKLB Rocket bullish. These are the ones that came off from that scanner and what way you should trade on those. IREN's catching fire pre-market. So really we probably want to, oh, it's hard to borrow, so you can only go long on this. So you guys in the IRA trading on IRA would be, oh, look at that. We can do a fib on that. Okay. I thought it was going to be out of the zone. So let's mark that. Let's go ahead and mark this and see if we can get some action on this. This might be interesting to trade today. We'll take a look at it. You know, and the reason I say, typically we're trading a consolidating strategy, large cap, but if it has a absolute bias, that just makes it better as it consolidates, because then we know which way to basically run, and it doesn't have to keep trending for us to trade it. So we just have a bias, and then we always remember. And in this case, is this hard? Yeah, it's hard to borrow. So it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to trade it long unless you've made arrangements to borrow on this. So that makes it easy to call. Let's just make the fib levels check out here. Okay. I'm going to run out of time fast at this rate. Let me just see if we have, yeah, we do have some historical data here. So let's see what we've got. That's a pretty, where's that? It's above that fib. So that could be a spot. And see how it hit it here too, and then it tagged it right here again. So kind of smooth to make sure we catch all those levels. So that's an interesting level right below $30. And then we have a whole bunch of consolidating right here, but it didn't really catch any of that aftermarket or pre-market unless I go way down here and hit all the noise, which might be worth marking right in that area. We'll see. You never know what's going to get respected. So here, you know, if it gets down this low, it might be a spot to play it off. What's the news on this? That's all it's saying. It's not really giving us anything on that. All right, so those were the news on the main one. Let's go ahead and mark out BABA, which we can go short and long on. So we don't really want to mark that high on a fib. So this one you can't really do a fib on. Yeah. We could do a fib extension, but I don't want to do that. So this we're just going to have to watch and see. You know, if it pulls back, then we can get some opportunities. Otherwise, you just got to chase this on intraday levels. Hopefully you know what I mean when I say that. Core weave, let's see. Easy to borrow. Let's get some new markings here. If you're looking at my time and sales, it's somebody had mentioned yesterday that it wasn't working. No, it's set at 200 shares minimum have to be moving. So that's why you might think it's not working. So I'm not just, if I look over there at all, which for large caps isn't, but as we're expanding what we're trading, I might use time and sales a little bit more now. Because they become, it becomes more helpful then, but to see where things might be, had just moved. Our price action's way up here. So if we're going to mark any historical data, it's got to be in this area or it's kind of useless for this one. So obviously we have a whole bunch of churning and stopping right there, but look for the open session first and smooth that way. Let's see what we got over here. On the lower end down here, I mean, that's probably the most smoothed out level if we respect anything in here, which we never know, right? I just don't like to mark the pre-market. So we really don't have much historical data to mark there because of the way that it's moving. Let's go back to Hood. I marked the crap out of this yesterday. So we did like over 300 bucks on this. So let's just, yeah, I'm just going to get rid of everything. It's too much noise. Is this the 10-day? Because we're out of, yeah, so we're out of anything again. Because it was hovering around $100 for, oh, wait, okay. It was hovering around $100. So that's got some historical data from prior days here. Or is that just, oh, no, that's not. It tricked me. We're way the heck up there, so no. Yeah, we just got to watch intraday here. I think I would mark, I'd probably get those levels because that looks like that's something we want to watch. This closed at 117.26. I'm marking more of this a little bit deeper because I think it might be one I trade here. We'll see. AMD. I'm not sure that's got anything we can. I mean, it's starting to consolidate up here at a level that we might be able to use. Okay, so that's I marked this out yesterday, so these are still accurate. I mean, they're a little off here. Close enough, really. Wow, that's really could be really good for consolidation if it's moving enough. It's got to be moving enough on the 1 minute candle. I would smooth the level like right there, and then down here. That looks interesting. And this closes at 151.37. Wow, talk about not moving much through the whole day. Now I'm going to want to mark the 5 minute and the 30-minute breakout on some of these. See how much time we got here. How does this look? Interesting. I kind of like the look of this pre-market. Looks pretty decent here. kind of out of it popped back into the range, so the fibs might be useful for us. Come on. Close enough. Let me just see. I don't know. Just trying to assess these as quickly as possible, guys. I'll tighten the fib by doing the 2-day and get it more accurate. That is a interesting stock, but really that's only $1.60 from. Look at that. If that was Tesla, that'd be like $20. So yeah, that doesn't look. I think I rejected this yesterday. I think I remember looking at it. It wasn't moving enough. All right, so let's go back. I don't have Tesla up here, which is. Let me quickly show you how we recovered yesterday. So there's what happened yesterday. Ended up being whatever that says. It's too small on my screen. 258.63. Basically, I went back to where the Tesla was negative because they screwed me up on that, and we ended up being pretty good. We did great on Hood, so we're having a decent month so far. Not we're not going for a huge number. This is low share size, so but that's where we're at now. Remember, again, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate anything here. And then you should always have a day trading plan. This is mine. I don't recommend adding to your share size unless you're really used to it. I'm used to swing trading where I scale into position, and I adopted that with scalping. So I'm only entering in 25% of my position. But I actually don't do that all the time. Sometimes I'm half in. Other times I'm all the way in. So if you didn't hear me yesterday, I opened up an account just to trade this month that I funded with just $30,000, so that I'm very close to what PDT. So if I try to go beyond that, you'll hear the little noise that you can't trade that many shares, which I'm not used to seeing. But yeah, that could come up, and that's why, because I'm so used to adding, and I'm not thinking that I shouldn't be adding. But okay, so now let's go to Tesla. I always have Charles Schwab up here too. So I had so much intraday on that yesterday that let me just clear it up because it is a disaster. Okay, so yeah, so it pulled back into where we might get some respected fib level. So let's do that real quick. Tell you though, I'd be more inclined to go this IREN and trade it like a momentum at the open, since the news is so bullish on it. We've only got 5 minutes left to do something here, so and then we'll come back and have a deeper conversation here, so about consolidating trading here, if you're with me. Hope everybody's been doing good this week so far. Well, I guess it's the second day. So. Yeah, absolutely going to mark this level here. Let me smooth it down to the pre-market in that area there, or the post-market. And where are we here? We're way down here. Yeah, Tesla acted on that news, which is really weird before, and I was surprised. I'm going to catch both those levels right there, and then it catches that too. And then I'm going to call it a day on that for historical data on that. And let me get a closer look at the one that I might trade at the open to try to catch a momentum. And I don't recommend you trading anything at the very open. So there's where it stopped dead. So people might be taking profit. Let's get a better look at that. So people might be taking profit all the way down here. You might get it to go down a couple of bucks, so even $3. So be careful. I'm going to set mine like I normally do, where it has to pick me up. I think I want it to pick me up above that, or I'm not even interested. So that's what I'm going to go for. And I got to set it up fast because here we are. So we'll do 100 shares. We'll get into the ladder at 129.50. We will actually break it a little bit above that. 129.50. Oops, what did I go? 129, like 54 maybe. Let me just make sure that's there. Yeah, send day. Okay, so why I did that is it has to prove to me that it is moving up, or I don't want to get picked up. And then I will be prepared to get out quickly. We have a minute and a half, guys, and I'm going to come back to look to see what we might trade more long-term here today on a consolidating look here. So everything seems to be working properly. Okay, I think it's going to fall off. People are taking profit, but it might just spring up, and that's why I'm over here. And then if we don't catch an opening trade, well, that's fine. Well, again, I don't recommend that you trade at the opening candle. I'll hold this for 1 or 2 1-minute candles and see. And that's only because this has got, it's been moving. So, on a Microsoft deal. Interesting. So let's see if people take profit and it shoots to the moon here for a couple bucks, which is about all we can expect. Probably want to take profit up into this area off that fib, which would be its high. And then reassess if it even gives us a chance. So 10 seconds. Here we go. Straight down. Profit taken. Ooh, exciting. Exciting. You can't go short unless you arrange to borrow on it. Which, you know, I know a lot of people have. Nobody in this studio did that on this stock, but you never know. You can have these accounts that just, you know, you just can pick any stock and they look to see what you're going to pay. So we're 30 seconds into it, and it's just stalling really right at the open. So now it's anticlimactic here. NVIDIA went straight up. Hood is up 25 cents. So we're going to break our first minute. And now it might decide it's going to go up. Let's see. This is proving to be a boring pick, but it was worth a shot. I'll wait one more minute to see if it's going to do anything, but then I'm going to get out of this. Probably stop watching it. Oh, I had Tesla down here. What is this doing here? Let me get this back to the green here. All right. Yeah, so it's fading. So we'll have to wait to see if this is going to have a comeback, if we're even interested at that point, because it's kind of a different stock than we would normally trade. Sometimes people get this news later and then they get all excited. Look at that stock. And then everybody jumps on it. Or the story rehits again. See how it hit at 929? So you think that might have burst it through here, which is kind of why I'm waiting one more second here. But nah. There's your ATR high, your ATR V strategy level. Okay, you're going to make a move here? I'll wait a little second longer just in case. Very, very slow. All right, I'm just going to make sure let's take a look at Hood. Hood is going up very slowly here.
DSY Big Tree Cloud Holdings halted down $5.43. Still up about 432%.
Delta Sandy Yankee. We're not going to go chase that today. We're not going to chase those. It reminds me of my old days of when I did that all the time. Whatever hit the ticker. Go! Never hit the news cycle. Okay, so that's the close of yesterday.
Up $4.25. Up 142%. Yankee Oscar Uniform Lima. SAGT, SAGTech issues 20%.
Yeah, I've been trading Lightspeed in the pre-market and doing pretty good with that. Now most of your trades there like between 7 and 8, maybe 8:30 on the East Coast of the United States. Is what I'm saying. So I'm kind of see if anything happens here, if this forms anything for us. Baba's it was the other one I was really thinking about this morning, sort of just static along with Hood here. Core Weave's up about 50 cents. Palantir's up $2. What's going on with Palantir? We might want to look at that in a minute. Let's see if this is going to do anything for us. Well, we want to wait for this to consolidate. So let me see if there's a bias over here that we might be able to ride as we wait. Look at that. We got a halt. I got caught in a halt yesterday, which freaked me out on Thinkorswim. It doesn't freak me out on Lightspeed. It's just no, how did that even happen? As you guys saw, if you go back and watch yesterday's live, I did not do a recap on that. You'll see that I got caught in a halt, much to my surprise. I had a little off day. I ended up making money, but I felt off yesterday. We're, on this low share size is the way I count it, right at the minimum PDT. I think there's a chance to make a pretty good living. I'm only trading it like an hour. If you traded it throughout the day following these types of strategies and just were careful with your max loss, you could have a really good living if that's what you like to do. So we have a long bias here now, but there's the ATR half range, RV range right there. So it seemed like it didn't, it stopped right there. This is Market Magnet showing you the high. Oh, God, I have that on the wrong timing still. When you pre-market, this chart doesn't even show up if you have it on today. So sometimes I set it on one day and then I forget that the market magnet isn't going to work without that. Now I can see the price action coming in. So it's going to pull this magnet up. See, that data is so valuable. See it coming in here? So watch this pop, and then that gives it the courage, so to speak, to break this level. Watch that pop up. It's a fantastic indicator. There it goes. It's like shoving it upward. So I like to think of them as alive, these indicators, that they're just literally alive. Now, if we're going to keep trading this, I'm going to want to do some breakout levels. If we're going to trade it, should I say. Let's get the 30-minute marked. Interesting. So I did some historic on this. Yeah. There's a 30-minute, so let's go ahead and mark that. Nope. So we're way beyond that. That's the high and low of the 30-minute. Now we can do the 5-minute breakout as well, just in case we end up wanting to. Wow, so that's way up there. So that's a huge range for the 5-minute. There's our first 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and mark that range. So we know we're in the range at least when we. Now, you could just mark high and low if you want. That's a way to say if you're following the open strategy, you shouldn't trade in between. I'm not following the open strategy, but I just wanted to say that's a little trick that we do around here to make it to follow the open strategy easier. Just don't trade in the gray, and then those are your breakout levels marked. So now we don't have the 15-minute marked yet. So this has got some resistance here. Let me take a look at this level 2 and see what is it doing here. So I'm having a freeze-up problem here. I don't know what's going on with this on Thinkorswim. It's not. It just happens sometimes, and it's annoying. I have to look at the number below it. I'm actually on the level 2 now because of that glitch. So I am thinking about taking a trade on this, guys. I'm looking at the action here, and it looks pretty good. I'm getting between 7 and 12 cents on the swaling. So if I pick if I can find a support here, maybe at the 5-minute breakout level or at the even dollar. Yeah, there was all kinds of news about Altman moving AI out of California, and tell me Trump won't weigh in on that whole, or maybe even out of the country. That would be like a big deal, right? Yesterday, Howard Stern said that he was leaving, and they picked it up on CNBC, and he just didn't show up at the studio, and they thought he was gone, and so they started to, and then people were adjusting their positions based on that story that Becky Quick and Andrew Sorkin were talking about, like, oh, he's probably going to go podcast and all that. And then within 15 minutes, he comes out that it's a prank. And it's like, man, you guys just put that out. That probably affected some pocketbooks. Wow. Okay, so I'm thinking about going in on this dip. I'm going to go ahead and go in down there, try to get it at 37. Oh, it didn't pick me up. That was interesting. There we go. All right, so we'll try to just get a little trade there. We got a $17 trade on that dip. There's our first trade of the day. Basing it off the breakout level for support that's the 5-minute breakout. And then we have the pre-market breakout way down here, which would be maybe don't keep holding that position if it keeps going down and you're thinking about going short at that point. So I again will look for a dip. There's also the VWAP right there, guys. This is a good stock to start our trade with. It's not too pricey. Things are just slightly up everywhere. So now in this next dip, I'm going to try to get it to go a little further, maybe down to the 58 even if it does it. I could have gone in at 27, been out at 10 cents there, 10 bucks. 19. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Wow, it's going down pretty fast, so I kind of worry about buying the dip, but I think I will anyway. Going. I'm going to cancel that. Got out just in time. All right. Can that 58 hold it?
Michael.
Oh, again, it tried to pick me up too high. I clicked it at the 3 cents and it put me in at the 6 cents.
Up just 12%.
Wow. Okay.
Off the earlier high.
Did it
So
get that?
MMM.
That's a fade off. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of that because it didn't hold. If I got it at the 88 cents, I would have had $30 already, but it didn't pick me up, so that was annoying. Okay, so I'm kind of glad that it turned around here a little bit because I was getting worried about buying the dip based on this movement here. There is your 50 moving average, guys, daily right there. So call it 157.50. That's a serious support. So if you got in down here, you kind of got something to help you if it's going against you right there, because that should be a lot of people are waiting for that level to do to make their move. That's the 50-day SMA on a day moving average, not a 1 minute chart moving average. So a lot more respect there.
Up about 1,300% still. Pulling back now.
It's turned around. That was it, huh? There's definitely a doji turnaround sign. So that would have been the dip to get. Wonder if it's going to retest this ATR up here. Magnet's way up here, pulling it up. Got some pretty big players over here. 500,000 shares. Let's see what we can get here, guys. I'm going to be looking for a short up at this level if it goes that high, or retesting the support down there at 158. We just got to wait it out. Trading's boring. If you make money, it's usually boring. If you lose money, it's very exciting because you're taking trades all the time when you really shouldn't be. So stopping at that magnet. So 159, if it's starting to show that it's going to die off here, I might think about it at that level, but yeah, pulling back down to the 158.50. It is giving us enough price action, which is good. It is moving enough to, I could have captured 2 trades there and been like $50 by now, but I'm just playing it a little bit more conservative. We're just trying to get $150 or so, 100, 150. Just a nice steady profit for the month by playing it safe with the large caps. Playing with the big boys. If you funded your PDT account, if you can do this type of trading. All right, this is going to pull it up. See the magnet coming in? Boom. Magnet hit it. That's going to give us, more. And this should pull off, which it's doing. If this keeps coming out, then it's going to have indecision. But if that pulls back, I don't like to see it keep poking up. There's the MACD, which is highly respected too. But the magnet, the market magnet's right there. It's got to kind of break that level, 59.50, and then I would go short off the retest. But so it did. The magnet told us what was going to happen, and it happened. And now it's going the other direction. Now it's recovering from that surge. Here's our 5-minute breakout level. That's what that gray is there. It's going to hit the magnet again.
CEO fuel cell shares getting a pop here. Foxtrot Charlie Echo Lima.
That's a big enough stock to look at, but
YOUL. Life shares resume trading now, moving lower.
wouldn't want to get caught in that halt. Guys, we're just holding steady. Stay on target. Just wait for something that's going to present itself here. This is not it. This is just a bunch of too tight consolidation. I hope it doesn't just start to do that here and not give us any opportunities. We need to set some solid levels. It is making a tweezer move here right at the top of the magnet, so this might be a spot where we don't have to wait for the ATR to go short, but it would need to retest it a few times, and it's not really a very good tweezer. So me with a cursor on a chart is like a kid with a lifesaver. I never stop moving, getting a different look, thinking it's going to look better if I just move it this way, if I expand it this way. Fidgeting. I'm fidgeting on my 1 minute chart. Okay, now if it gets down here, I'll buy a dip, but it really needs to go a little lower, guys. That's a 50-cent window I could lose. And then I could average into half share and try to recover, but I'd rather wait for it to get to the position I want rather than being off the position by 25% just to save myself. Okay, so here's a triple tap. Is it going to break it now? Let's get up to that ATR, and then I will. Yeah, so that's 3 times, but it's making a flat top like it's going to do a breakout here. So we may want to go long down here for this anticipated breakout, except you saw how the magnet just got pulled down there. That's the majority of the price action is right here. It just happened. That's all we can get is data that's just passed, that's all anybody gets. And then you assess it and decide. So I am thinking about going in for this recovery back up here. So it seems to be holding right near the 159 level. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and jump in anticipation that it is going to bounce back up and then being ready to add to my position if it turns around down. Of course, immediately went to where I was waiting for it to go. So I hope I helped everybody else with that by getting into the position. So I've got it at 90. It's down to 68. I would not want to get in this again unless it was turning around. I would not want to average in. So if it breaks to 50 and keeps going down, this is like my get out zone is way down here, and I would be red. But we need it to go back up and test like we want it to do here. So here it goes. It's going back up. Come on. Started to swale up here, and then, yeah, see, there it goes again. The pop up is higher than the pop down. That's how it kind of telegraphs the direction it's going. So it's going to give us a trade up here in a minute. So we want to get it up to this level. We want to get it up to like the 30, around the 28 to 30 cent up here, 29 cents, which would be almost a 40-cent trade, $40 trade. So let's see if it springs up there. We're ready. Come on. I have enough confidence, actually. I'm tempted to add as it goes up, but it needs to show me that it's going to go up before I even think about it, because that's not a good sign. So it broke the 5-minute breakout again. It broke the 50, so now it's hurting me. Okay. I was so confident about it back there. So here's where we don't want to see it break, down here. That would probably be I'm going to take a loss zone so I can still recover. 158, 158, a little bit above 158. Just get out, and so you can still, get out at your max loss, obviously. Do your own due diligence, but that's what I'm looking at. Like, I could still easily recover from a bad trade there, and hoping that it's going to go back up. I thought it seems like it's a breakdown rather than a breakout. Looked like it was making a nice flat top to break out up here. So my confidence is still remaining that this is just a fake out.
ZONE, Clean Core Solutions, shares halted down on a circuit breaker of 20% now. Zulu Oscar November Echo.
I remember always having difficulty reading this stock compared to others. I always have trouble with this one. I don't know what it is. Doesn't seem to follow the indicators as well. What can you tell me, Scout Pro? Tell me something here. Sellers fell off the top, but it broke the volume from the buyers. So even money here. Sellers are really high right now, hurting me. Okay, guys, it's not looking good. Tap that 14 level. Might add to it if it breaks out up there. Oh, I think I'm going to have to get out here, guys. Oh, that's too bad. Really thought it's going to shake me out. I don't want to hold it past that level. It could be pulling, all the way back to its open, so we just don't keep banging our head against the wall. Just, you made a mistake, that's that, If it breaks through the 50 cent, I am going to go in. If it breaks through 58.50, I'm going to average to half my share size. There it goes. All right, so I've got 200 shares. Now I'm in trouble. Now I'm going for it here. Don't really want to see it get be below 58 and a quarter now that I have a higher share size, and it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me. So I set my stop loss a little higher up there because I doubled my share size to half share, and it looks like it's going to shake me out. Come on, give me some action. And we want to see some price action come in up here above the magnet. I'm at 58.66 now, so I'm like right up in here. Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't watch what happened there. So I'm right at my sell level. I got to get out. Okay. That's too bad. Okay. So it shook me out. Bad trade. I'm down 100. I got to recover now. Annoying. Just don't have a lot of luck with this stock, I tell you. What's Hood doing? Hood's like right where it started. Baba's up $2. 2 points on Baba. Nvidia's down, man. CoreWeave is up 3 now. Yeah, see, that would have just kept killing me. I tend to think that I should have kept the share size low enough to get to the 50 down here. Which is 157.50. Let me just mark that on the 5-minute too. That's right at that range. Yeah, I wouldn't jump on that yet, that's for sure. That's just, see how that's just stair stepping down, so it got me. Really looked like when I took that trade, I'm assessing my mistake. It really looked like it was going to do. But this candle became a bigger candle, and then it really needed to break up here, and it didn't. When that happened, I probably should have just got out at that level. But it looked like it was going to be like a tap, 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 and then boom. And it probably will. It just didn't then, and that's, at some point, that probably will happen today, but this morning. But unfortunately, that was not a good trade for me. So I am in a hole that I got to dig out of. Let's take a look at BABA for its level 2 price action, as well as the consolidation pattern here. As you know, I don't like to lose a trade, any trade. More about the accuracy than about the money, and then the worry about you guys that may have followed me, even though you're not supposed to follow me. But we all know some of you do. All right, so let's get a look at this. So we don't have fibs on this, and there was a reason why, right? Because it's way beyond its level. Should have double checked that on the 2-day. Yeah, so we're way beyond here. These are pre-market levels, so it's not really anything I'd want to be too thrilled about. But, I mean, it did respect that there. Look at that. So that might be good to go long there. This is where it stopped dead up here. Just below the 48. Now let me just see how this is moving. Oh my God, is this still? This is the think or swim problem going on here. How we can't get a proper ask. I don't understand what's going on here. Both of them. Or is that just... No, this is wrong completely. So I just scrolled. So this is not really accurate, unfortunately. But all right, we've got a pretty good spread on that. 5 cents on average, it says on the scanner. Is this tradable? I'm just taking a look here. You're going to hold it a lot longer, so you really want to assess your stop loss and your profit here. Am I missing something exciting? I don't have Tesla on the scanner. Yeah, this is... I need this to make a pattern. It's not making, so let's check Tesla. Interesting. Respected that fib, huh? Now, this is a more expensive stock for some of you guys, so we're still way down off of its highs from yesterday, but we pulled up from the close. Yeah, you bet he cares about large-scale batteries. He's got the largest building in the world or something creating those things. I'm commenting on a Musk story I was just reading there, and then thinking about lack of confidence from the government sending this down, Musk optimistic words sending this up. Who knows with Tesla? I just don't know. That's why you really have to find a pattern. And actually, I'll just go, if I even think about it, I want to go 50 shares at the most. And it's just the level 2 is just not working for... yeah, it's just, what is going on here? Get your stuff fixed. Good God, there's all my orders. Do not confirm and send whatever you thought I was sending there. I was trying to get this to move. That this should be higher than this, and it's not moving. So the next level is, but on Tesla, my God, do you want to be off of a... You're looking at the next mark down. Very annoying. What did it do? Okay, let's get this. I feel discombobulated here. Let's get this to see if this is even tradable. Right now, because of the level 2 screwing up, I'm not real pleased about it. This was happening yesterday, too. I don't know what's going on. Shoot me a comment if you're having trouble with this level 2 on yours, too. So it turned around right at the fib. You see that? Man, that was a sharp turnaround right there. Let's see if it actually is going to do that. Hesitate to go long when you see a move like this. But man, that was a real bounce. So many things to think about. So we're over $2 between the two fibs. You look at all the half and whole dollars here, right? So this stock just seriously moved a great distance here. I got to make up $100. Is this really going to be a turnaround? We got a doji at the bottom of that on the 1 minute. You can see the buyers didn't even make it to the top of that volume bar, whereas the sellers were like kicking butt. So it seems like it's going to try to push right back down through that fib the way the Scalp Pro shows it. It seems like it's moving slow, but it's really not moving very slow as far as your price action goes. So I have to kind of look at this because the level 2 is screwed up, but I am going to be doing ask and bid, so that's why it's annoying that it's not correcting itself. Okay, so this, you want to see that it didn't, yeah, it's telling you that it's the sellers are controlling this right now, that this is going to go down. You look at that Scalp Pro meter. I mean, the buyers are even again, but they're way lower than where the sellers were just a second ago. So, yeah, it does look like it's going down. It just wasn't enough for me to go short. It's kind of showing it. I could have made a trade there already. Again, you know what's holding it up is this level 2. I can't trust this, and I think I'd almost rather have it like this. So I just read it cockeyed like that. Yeah, so it rejected up there up to 47.50. It's going to break that fib now. If it breaks that fib, then that's all bets are off going long. Yep, not going long on that one. Okay. So this is a very short bias situation still. Got another fib down here. See, I would have sold the ask if that really was what the number was, but this is the number down here. So it's not sold at the ask there at 71. Like, yeah, I got a 50-cent trade already. New low. Going to break the next fib. So apparently any kind of battle with the government is going to send Tesla down. All the multi-chart alignment says down. The overall market's going down. Wow. So yeah, NVIDIA's going way down. And AMD is going up. Weird. But AMD is really looking good for a big swing right now. If you're not already in a swing like me, but it's pretty low. All right, I'm looking to go short if this gets up here. I'm looking to go short, guys. So I'm getting ready to take that short. Let's see how high it goes. 48. Yeah, so the level 2's off. Almost did it there at the when it hit into the 60 area. There's 67. I'm going to go ahead and try to get in there. All right. Only 50 shares. Looking for it to drop again. Try to get back that $100. I'm negative here. Now that fib might have really turned it around, so I got to be careful. So I wouldn't really want to see it get past up here. And I'd love to see it drop way down here. So get back a lot of that money. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to stair step it down. I'm going to wait for a bigger move. 35. So I will take that. Yeah, a $40 trade there. And I could keep going, but I just money in the bank there. So let's see if we can get it to go back up again. I'll do it again. I'm definitely trading it short biased. So we're right. There's the number we are here. You can see in the market maker. It's kind of showing you more the ask there. I would not go long, but that's me. It's definitely still very short bias right now. So riding the retracement up is more dangerous in my opinion. So let's see if we can get it up here again to something decent right up there in the 60s, 70 cents maybe, 346.70. Right up in here would be good. Right above that fib. 54.47. It's going back and forth right below the 50. Keeps hitting it like it's going to break it now at 56. Looking at the market maker here. Looking for in the high 60s or low 70 cents up there.
You would say payroll benchmark minus 911,000 versus the minus 598.
Okay, so reassessing the look on the 5-minute candle. Yeah, I didn't take it right away because of the look on the 5-minute candle. So, and I'm glad. So let me just even. I'm going to go ahead and get in there. That get me at 96. It won't pick me up. I'm canceling until I can reassess what it's doing. 97. It's pounding through to break through the even dollar. That's why I pulled back. So there it goes. So be careful going short here, guys. It's suddenly changing its stripes. There's enough to, if you're not greedy, there's enough to get in and get out on a short. Yeah, we want to see if it breaks that level there. That's at the 42 level there. It's pulling back. That's the MACD convergence right there, saying don't come back down here, go back up. That's a reversal sign on the 1 minute. You can see it's hammering it down here. That's the top, or some people might call it. If you were at the top of the trend, that would be an evening star. But you're not really. I wouldn't call that a trend. Learn your candlestick patterns. They came out with a new book, the $1 Million Margin Scope. Their book's all in color now. God, what a difference it makes seeing it in color. I got a copy. I'll show you guys a video of it at some point, but not this morning. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the third one's coming out in color too. The one that has all the like crossword puzzles and games to learn your patterns. Okay, well that was the high, so that would have been the spot to short up there. I just wasn't sure that it wasn't going to break out there. It didn't look. This is inconsistent, so I was afraid to take the trade there. I was just scared. See if it gives me another shot up there, and I might do it. I'll probably do it the second time. Again, the level 2 is really being malfunction is really pissing me off and messing with my game here a bit. 87. Get back up to the even dollar. Yes. Tried to get in there. So I got there at 14. I feel pretty good about that position, but I might not. 50 cents higher from here. Let's see if it can fade off here. Not make a higher high here. So break down through that fib. Give me a 50 cent trade. That would be nice. And we'll be even. You want to torture me. You want to torture me. So target's higher long now, as you can see. Even with all that action, I'm barely red. So don't break the 42. It broke it. We want to fade off that tweezer situation there. That's a higher high. It might give it a little bit of power to go up here. All right, well, I'm going to hold into this for a retracement down. I'm trying to think of how far I would hold into this thing right here. So let's see. 48. The even dollar at 48 is somewhat scary. So you break down through that 42 level again. Coming back to almost even money for me here. I want to see a real flush here. 5 minutes looking strong. But it could be making a nice bear flag here. So there's the pull. Here's the flag. So we want to see a red candle on the neck. Here's where our 5 minute closes. It's also the 15 minute. Okay, guys, let's get some money on Tesla today. Come on, that's a rejection sign right there. Got a hangman. Most of them are up here, unfortunately, but it is a sign of a reversal. Give me a second red candle here. There it goes. Reject. Reject. I can't reach the rejection handle. I can't reach the rejection handle. Talk to me, goose. There we go. Let's get this. I like the look of that pattern. Let's keep going. Yeah. Come on, you're just starting to make your move here. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be a green 5 minute when it closes, and you might get people to jump in here because it would have to come all the way down here for this to turn red over here, and that's not going to happen. Not in 30 seconds, maybe. Much closer to my position now. Here we go. We're going to hold. We're going to hold to get it down where I want it to go. It might take another minute or two. Let's get it down to the 50 cent, and then we will have eaten up that. That was that on Hood. Yeah, somewhere I had a bad trade. I think it was Hood. Come on, let's stay on target. There you go. And now our 5 minutes turning red here. So people are a little worried about, no, not good. Now it turned green, see? Right at the 15, 5 minute, people might be jumping in right here. And it's making a nice little bull flag on the 1 minute. So I didn't want to see that. Didn't want to see that. Could have got out for a lesser loss right there. Thought about it, actually. But then, it's about waiting out the move, too. Playing it short bias, and my original move was right here. I'm going to hold into it. It's not really in much pain. I got a cushion. About to turn green on this trade. Holding out. Watching paint dry. Doji Rickshaw Man here. Really, the Scalp Pro's not telling me anything. The MACD isn't really. And the target's telling me I'm going the wrong way. I don't have a lot of good indicator data going on right now. Man, for Tesla, this is like some seriously slow moves here. Finally. Now let's drop off. Let's get down here. break the even dollar. Break the even dollar. Keep going. There you go. Reject. Come on. You hit it for a second. Thing is I could have taken quite a few trades in here. I'm holding out for this one move, but had me right above my, all the action was happening here, 10 to 15 cent trades in here, but it was right above where I was holding on a short, so I couldn't do anything unless I took a loss first. Take a look at that. Yeah, so this is a beautiful bear flag here. So we want this to drop off. 82% accurate on a 5-minute chart. If it indeed has a red candle here, so we're looking for a red to close. And then you might see a bunch of people jump on short. Red to close on the 5-minute. No, that is not a red candle. You are not listening to me. You know, I would say that you want the chart patterns to be a crowd pleaser, but it is, because 95% of the crowd fails. So, say trade with the crowd, but that's short term. Now, it's something that Tom Hogarth points out in his book, Best Loser Wins. I have a link to that. But he is talking more like swing trades, not scalping. Indicator-driven trading, of course, you want to, you know, it's giving you instant data, you know, that is more, it's more feasible to follow, you know, as long as you don't overstay your welcome. You overstay your welcome, then you jump into the 95% failing people. So I like that the target's getting tighter on the average 9 candles as far as holding this position. But man, I'm holding a long time for it to get down here. This is craziness. There we go. Now we're talking. Get me down to the 50 cent. Come on, MACD says go down. Come on, you're not done yet. See that MACD arrow? It's telling you that's the way to go. Don't fight it. Fall. Break the 70, break the 70 cents, break the 70 cents on the bid. Come on. Oh, you just want to keep fighting. This candle is fighting for its life. Those of you that might have heard me talking a few videos ago, I talked about I used to own video stores, and I started a comic book newsletter in the video stores, and the characters were the movies talking to each other that were, you know, lining on the shelves. And you'd have things like, you know, Sound of Music talking to the Godfather. So you could do some really tongue-in-cheek, funny stuff. And I thought about how it would be really funny if somebody did that with candlesticks. You have a small audience, though, you know, a very, very small audience that would get it, you know. So I'm not sure anybody would do such a thing, but you could probably do some pretty funny stuff. So I'm thinking that it is going to turn around here, and I should have just taken the money. It's a nice rickshaw man there turning that around, so I'm thinking that I don't want to ride this all the way back. I'm just going to take that. So I just took that little bit there, and we're going to go long if it comes down here to where it was going to go. Yeah, now, of course, that just took so long that it was ridiculous. I mean, but I made money, like $20 or something, but Jesus. So of course, the second I get out, it decides it's going to hit the level I was looking for. Barely. I mean, not really much yet, but and I did mark it too because it looked like it was going to spring off that rickshaw man up. So I'm thinking that I don't want to get back in a move on this because it's so slow. Let's see. For Tesla, I mean, that's just ridiculous. So did this ever go back up? It did. Way down there. Oh, I would not want to read that. Nope. We will not be doing that. AMD is up. Yay. About time. Let's get back up into the 170s. I've got a painful swing with this right now. That's a decent 5 minute. Let's take a look at this to see if it's tradable. I've been coming back after I trade the RV for Charlie here, who is down with me right now. Not much, but we're down like $30 or something, and I'd love to get that green before I get off the stream, but come back. Trading can be hard, guys. You can't, it's just not an automatic, let's make money every morning, but you pound it out and then it adds up, you know, over time. You just got to stay cool, keep your losses small. So we really have some rejection level right here on this. But you would think that it should be long bias because it's really low right now for AMD. Wow, I got this thing marked like crazy, huh? I was trying to show this at the same time, but it's just impossible. So the magnet just pulled up. See if it can push through that level it had there. I'd be more inclined to wait for the ATR up here to try to go short. So I marked that level so I don't have to see those candles over there. I would love to short off the ATR, not here, or go long off the 153 or fib levels. So now let me just see what we're getting. Hey, it's working. Level 2, finally. Jeez. See what kind of action we're getting here. That was 6 cents. Just did it. Just gave me 10 cents in 30 seconds. I'm just looking at how many opportunities I have to try to get in and out of this on a scalp, because market just seems really slow right now, huh? Unless you're doing those momentum stocks. Hood's dropping down to 114 from its open at 116. People are taking profit. I'm reading news stories over there, just seeing if there's anything. I've just been struggling to find anything to trade this week. I know it's only Tuesday, but we like consolidation, but I can only be on the stream for so long, and you know, it's just longer moves for us lately. Maybe some of you have found something. Shoot me a comment if you found a good, if you found something that's been moving while I've been in the morning here that you've been profiting on. Bob is up a couple bucks still. Just looking like everything's almost flat from its open or down a little bit. Marvel's up about $1, but that like barely moves on the level 2. I got no level down here to go long on except the magnet itself. There's not enough data for the indicators to even kick off. You know, that's the thing. You got the MACD telling us here. I kind of did a smoothing level there. That's at the $0.75. Might go long. Oh, let's get this share size higher. AMD, you should be able to get 25% of your position should be 125 shares. I hate to do those uneven numbers. Wow. It stopped right there at like 79. I marked that smoothing level at 72. Oh, I get a bigger picture here to make sure I'm not looking at the bigger picture. So it is stair stepping up. Hit a flat top right here. Sort of. With a calic. Oh boy, I gotta get into this kind of trading. You have to listen to me tell stories or something. I got a lot of stories. But maybe you're screaming right now, don't do it. Come on, guys, give me something to trade here. So I've got the wire on two different places, the news. Just look at this, just sitting here. This is like barely tradable. 10 cents is what I'm getting here. There's the 72 mark. Okay, I'll cry it. On the 20, did it pick me up? It broke the 9, hit the 20. I tried to get in down there at 69. Didn't pick me up. I have to reassess before I hold that position any longer. The spread's big enough where it's like, I don't know if I should have, there's 67. What did it give me at, 71? Man, I went market just so I'd get in, but I don't feel comfortable holding that to go long at that position right now. Got $7. Got some action. Got my bid on my lifesaver. Oh my God, there must be something better than this. Okay, guys, I know you want me to come over there. Let me just see if we can get anything, try to get us green. Maybe on the, what about that stock over there? Yeah. No. Oh, what happened to my picture? Oh, okay, sorry guys. Let's see. I didn't take a trade. Don't worry. I was looking at off to my left. I have another chart with flipping through stocks real quick. Nothing. I mean, I wonder what Apple looks like. It's not coming up on the scanners. I'm on the way I have these set up right now. Anyway, is it down here? Yeah, so it went down today. Interesting. Trending down. They can't find an RV stock, so that's why they're looking at me like, what are we trading for the RV? They're like, well, if I can't even get a scalping one, I don't know what to trade for. Some days it's just not good to trade, you know. Or I feel like I'm missing something that everybody else has found, you know, that feeling you get. And if that's the case, then we're down like $30, so not a big deal. But, you know, we're also not making money, so that's the problem. Why are you going down, Mr. Apple? United. Dell is moving the most today? Seriously? Dell. I bet if we went over there, it'd be so slow. It would be molasses drying on molasses. That's our market magnet level there. That's the risk oscillator saying turn around. That's the MACD, which is really accurate. The two of those together showed you that it had that move. and then we just had the magnet top it off to say you've reached where you were trying to go. This should be traded short bias, so I worry about a retracement long. And then if you look over here, if you can count to 30, how far does it move from that number in 30 seconds? Does it move at least 10 cents? 15 would be better. There's 7 cents in now 20 seconds. It was at 36.20. And we're almost at time. Yeah, that's not, it didn't even move. It didn't even move. There's no trades here. You can't take scalps here. You're going to lose a penny or two just on the market if you take it. There's no trades on this. This is terrible. Now it's starting to move. I mean, on a 1 minute candle. So you could wait 2 minutes and get a trade, or you do only trade on a 5 minute candle. This is stopping here. Let's see if we can make a smoothing level like right there. See, I clocked this when it was 36.20 cents. On the second minute later, we're 3 cents off of it. Untradable stock. It's stupid to even stay here. Let's try, for the heck of it, what's NVIDIA doing here? Yeah, they don't have an RV stock, so I'll stay a little longer until... and Charlie's with me, so they're gonna have to. They're on their own. They're gonna have to find something, and then they can call me into quarterback. They know the criteria. Apparently, the criteria is saying that there's nothing that rates above a 5. So, let's see. Oh, I wish it would stop doing this. Now I'm going to assess this and see if there's anything. Clock it here. We'll call it 79 cents. Most I've seen is 5 cents in 20 seconds. There we go. 9 cents, 10 cents now. So 10 cents in less than 30 seconds. So that's, you know, you'd want to get your share size up. And then you have a doable trade there. That's a $20 trade then. So now let's just say that that's possible to trade. What are we looking at here for levels? There's a tweezer move right there. We just blew through it. On the 1 minute, it's a little lower. It should be traded short bias, it looks like, which is hard to believe. And the candle is higher on this one than that one. That's why it's gone down lower now. So that would have actually been a good trade to jump into. I'm not sure I would have called that short, though, from looking at it, other than short biased on it. So there may be something here. So let's stay here for a sec and see if NVIDIA gives us something to trade here. I'd kind of want to go short as it came back up because of the way it's trading right now. I'd say that on this fib, you might get me to go long for a minute. Let's see. It's at 39 roughly. No, that's at 22. That's hitting a new low. An even dollar. I think I want to wait for the even dollar if I go long. I don't know if I even want to go long. I'm really just pushing a trade. There is nothing to trade. I mean, that's a terrible. The best we could do over here was 10 to 12 cents in 30 seconds. I don't have a good pattern. I have a fade. No reason that it might not turn around in a split second, you know, and go the other way if you go short. I got nothing here, so this is just really pushing a trade. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop and see if we can find, yet again, something else. CoreWeave's down $1. Hood just keeps falling. Is that where I lost the money, was on Hood? No. I don't know where I lost the money. Was it Baba? CoreWeave? No. Palantir. That's it, Palantir. Oh, God, how could I forget? It's a dumb stock. It's even money from it. It's 50 cents off of its close from yesterday. Let's see what the price action looks like here. It'd be nice to get it back on the one red stock. Wow. That's some messy stuff to read, guys. Never made it. I remember waiting it for it to get up here. Remember that? Never did it. It just sat in here in a range of, well, a $2 range anyway. All right, let's clock it and see. Oh, so it's messed up again. So let me go. So it's particular stocks that's having a problem. Okay, so this is definitely moving enough. I guess that's why I traded it in the first place. All right, so that's the 5-minute breakout. It just dropped below the 30-minute and then turned around at the 5-minute. That would have been where you would go short if you were trading that open strategy. At this point, if you're this late in the day, you're trading the Holy Grail from that book, and there would be a bunch more levels. So it's right at the 50. See how it broke that 50 and came back up? Man, give me some data I can trust here. Let me look. Yeah, NVIDIA's lower. All right. We got time. I'm just going to fart around here a little bit and see if we can find a level to respect. That level's kind of picked up already right there, so I guess I'll put it there anyway so we know it's not just an intraday level. Smoothed over here too. It hit here. That's actually a pretty good level right there. Line 14 should be possibly respected. We're going to look across here and then see if if we've got any other kind of historical data. Yeah, right there. Look at that. So that got respected again more recently, 4 days later. We're not down there, but you know. So line 14 is better than this line, which is line 11. So let's get rid of 11. Well, of course, if they're not being respected on either level, yeah, it looks like level 14 got a little bit more respect, if you want to call it that. Some smoothing action right here. Yeah, definitely. So that was a better level from a few days ago. So you see how that works. It's just like that would have been enough to tell you to get out or go in based on other stuff you're reading. So that's why historical data can be very, very helpful. As I say, on a stock that I've lost $99 on. This was from one trade I held that it did me wrong. It showed me no love. And I finally had to get out at max, what I considered to be the max loss for that trade. Because I already had like $30. So it was like a $130 loss or something. Maybe it was more than that. I don't know. Anyway, so we're consolidating down here. We've got the 15. No, we don't have the 15 marked. Let's mark the 15 too to give us a little more help. I don't know what the heck else to mark here. You got historical with indicators saying like, this is why nothing's happening, because the open strategy breakout says don't trade in the gray. And that's why you can't do anything here. Look at that. Did that actually happen? Or is that a shadow wick? 156.39. Yes, it did. That would have been a time to go short, and you would have got a good trade there. So now we have our 15-minute, 5-minute breakout and 30-minute breakout all crossing each other here, all intermingling, telling you you have a totally consolidating stock and you can only go by historical data and indicators because the breakout levels you can't even trade in. But that's how that works, guys, if you're Day Trading Volume 4 if you want to see that. I'll have a link to it. And it's really good for when it first does the breakout, then you follow what it says to do. But here, just very, very little. But on the 30-minute, it definitely did it. And that's that little thin line down, that 30 pre-market. And this is the first 5-minute. It also did it because now that was right there. And you had to you can see if I go over, see how the white lines are around it. So that's the 15-minute breakout. That's the 5-minute breakout. And then down here is the 30-minute pre-market breakout. And they all afforded trades if you followed the strategy. I feel like I have to go to a stock that's actually almost momentum-y to trade with you guys because there's nothing here, you know. See, most of you are sticking with me. Maybe I'm just your meditative voice in the background. You found some stock. I'll check my chat to see if you guys got anything. Oh, no, I can't do it here when I'm on a live stream. I don't know how to do that unless I open the chat here. So, well, this is the best moving stock we have, and I've been having not great luck with it. But I think that I might go long off this level as it's coming back. Let's just make sure. Huh. What is her bet? That it's going up or down? I really don't like her much, but she did good there. Well, she can certainly stand up straight and fly right, as they say. That's what my father used to say. Straighten up and fly right. That's a song back from the 50s. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of whining in our family. You're expected to succeed and do well, and don't be whiny about stuff. Just lift yourself up and go. Everybody's got problems, right? We all got problems, one thing or another. Most likely, I'm older than you, and I'm going to die first. So there's my problem. You worry about making money, but how do you do if you're dead? And for the women out there watching, it's not even fair how much longer you get to live. It's just not fair. Wow. You can tell I'm bored now. I'm setting myself up for attacks in the chat, in my emails. So again, right at the 50. Okay. Give me something to go short off here. Give me something to go short off here. Last time I was going long when it dropped. Yeah, I will keep higher share size here. Oh God, no, don't. I shouldn't. Don't revenge trade. Think it logically for everybody. A quarter of your share size is 125 shares if you've made your PDT. Wow. Okay, so I'm definitely thinking that we need to get in up here. I'm going to go ahead and go short off that level. If it picks me up, yep, it picked me up. So now I want to wait for this to come back down here. Oh, I was going long before, wasn't I? Because I remember saying, you need to go down. You need to go down. I'm doing the same thing again. Because there wasn't enough punishment. Now, I am not going to try to get all this money back at once. I'm going to try to stair step. I know I'm about $30 down if you take all the stocks. So that was a little step down. And of course, it decided to go way further. I was at $99. So I made at least $13 on that trade. Now I kind of wish I had 200 shares. The way this is moving so slow. What is my max position? I can go up to 500 shares on if you had a 25K account. But see, now if I had held that, that would have been great. But now I can think about going long down here. So if it goes a little further down here. Now, normally I would have some kind of music on, but if I put music on, YouTube will now charge me and give some of the money to the music that I'm playing, which was a reality that happened to me when I just had meditative music. Or I might be playing some sort of a game with somebody over here that's not here with me online while I wait out things like this. Those days don't happen much, though, because everybody wants me to quarterback, so I've got a pretty busy schedule. Yeah, I've been finding that there are trades in the power hour later in the day, you know, that there's a rejuvenation of liquidity in the market.
AT&T CEO says SpaceX buying EchoStar Spectrum licenses is the, quote, highest and best use of that spectrum, saying that at the Goldman Sachs conference.
Okay, so they just raised their target on that. ACAD. Let's get a look. ACAD. Oh, that's not what I typed in. ACAD. Why did I put an X on the end? ACAD. That's the ticker he's saying up there. AC. Just checking to make sure my dyslexic isn't. There we go. Okay. Spread looks good, but the stock is a non-moving stock. Yeah, not even moving. Okay, so let's get away from that. That's not on the scanner. That's why. I mean, that's why you set scanner things. You've got to get some liquidity, or there's nothing you can do to trade, to scalp, right? You can just hold it based on news and say, "I'll look at that in a month." Let's go back. We were kind of creating a move here ever so slowly. Right now, I'd be happy just to get green, which is about $20-something just to get green in case I don't come back today to this because of how ridiculous this is moving. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, did I only have that at 50 shares? Oh God, no wonder. All right. We're going to make a bigger move here. Kiss of death, right? We're going to make a short off this level if it gets up here, or we're going to go long if it gets down here. So give me a little bit more to work with here, and we'll go for a bigger trade. We're only looking for roughly 12 cents, and then I will be green for the day. $0.12 on this. Whoa, there we go. That what is that doing there? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy. I'm gonna buy market on that, and got out. That was good. So I think that I'm green, but that worked so well. We may do that again. So right at that 5-minute breakout level, 30-minute breakout level, it stalled. Does have a tweezer right there. I don't have any indicators. So, okay, finally risk oscillator said, you're right to go up there. And the volume increased, but it's only 2 seconds left. Boom, and that candle's over. So let me get a bigger picture before I try that. That's a little risky move again, because now we're inside the 30-minute breakout. Yeah, that's why I didn't go long again right away. So it is doing a fade off there. So be careful, guys, especially if you increase shares like I did. I saw that opportunity, though, and it was pretty much a sure thing, if there's such a thing, that it was a call for a bounce. We need to reassess. But look at that level. So that's a level it held down here. It keeps holding this level right there at the $0.25. So we're right at 34 cents, 36 cents, making a rickshaw man there, so be careful. The even dollar would be your next area, but then you're way down here to a tweezer move on the 5-minute, which is 56.70. So this is still fading. I mean, remember, we are going, I mean, it didn't break it. Yeah. So we are stair-stepping down. There was no higher highs here. So this is short. You should be short biased. Watch out if you go long. That's why I kept taking those shorts. And so we'd like to see it come up here and go short more than go long down here. Back up toward the 58, just below the 58, which it hasn't broken in a while. Yeah, we're running out of time for me to keep trading consistently here. I think some of you are going off to work and okay. I'm going to look to go short as it comes up here if it keeps giving me some strength up here. Let me smooth the level. That's at the 71. You've got some red candles on the higher time frames. Oh, 15 minutes green. There's our multi-chart alignment. $63 here. Let's break that 71. It was at 70. Seems like it's still punching up, so I'm waiting. 73. 75. It's fading. I'm going to go for it there. 70. That's not what I wanted to get. I just tried to get out for some quick money there, but it didn't pick me up. I didn't like my position, but it didn't get me out, so that's not good. So,
AT&T CEO says taking some quote benefits of tax reform and reinvesting them.
Wow, I didn't think I thought I was going to get picked up there. That's surprising. That's too bad. So I should have bought out when I was down there. So I can go on a market, I mean. So I can go to, now this can go all the way to 500 shares, geez, on a PDT. So if this breaks down now, we might want to hold it a little longer. So if it starts going down, we're at 78 cents. I'm at 70 cents. I wanted to get that at 72, so I'd still have a bad trade either way. It's not terrible, but oh, come on. This stock is not my friend. We are really micromanaging these historical data levels. This is really intraday marking here that's not really, can't really be too well respected, except for very short-term moves, and it's past that now. It's no longer that short-term. But I'm not opposed to getting to 400 shares if I start to see a rejection going down here. So I'm not too far off my position here. Yeah, I'm only 20 cents off, so I'm not even thinking about it. But if it came up here and then as it was breaking down, I might, at that point, if it rejects up here, it's risk oscillator is rejecting it here. And that's historical data level that it hadn't been meeting for a while, so I'm not too thrilled about that level. There's the VWAP too. So the higher it goes up here, and I was only 99 down when I came over on this one, so now I'm having a bad trade here. I upped my share size to try to get out of it quicker, when I took this trade. Very hard to call anything today. It's very hard to dig out when when a market's like this, if you get too far upside down, you know, it's going to be hard to dig out. So this stock is the kiss of death for me. Why won't it let me get my hand here? Whatever, it's close enough. How about this? Nope, it just seems to be completely frozen. It doesn't want me to do anything. There it goes. Okay. I'll try from here over. At the VWAP, thinking about turning around. I'm reading its mind. It's going to fade now. It's hit its high. There we go. Let's drop. Drop through the 58. If it dropped to it pretty strong, I will add to my position. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. So now we're having fun. Now it's a number that I might look at like, you just lost $500. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? So I'm down to 82. So it's almost at my position. It's just that it's 400 shares. So it's still showing compared to how we have been trading. I can't average in again. So I did the right move. It just didn't get me quite low enough. I got in right when it was about to hit my position. Then I have to call like, do I just take a small profit or do I wait for it to really flush? So I'm trying to assess its pattern. It looks like it's trying to make a bear flag here, but now it's going against me. Yeah, we needed to reject off there. The sellers came pretty high there, but kind of what this candle does is going to call it for me, how bad I want to get hurt here. So I'm definitely taking a chance. I'm going to wait it out, guys. I'm going to wait for a fade. Even if this goes a bit higher, I'm okay with it. It's a lot. It'll be a lot of shares, so these numbers could look bad very quickly. So you got to wait out the move. I do think it's going to drop. If it broke out through up here, I'd be down a lot of money. I'd probably get out at that point all the way up there. That's $2 up. That's like $800. We don't want it to get there. And there'd be part of me that says, why didn't you just get out when it's so manageable still? You know, Jesus. Here we go. Break through that magnet. Look, I'm only 12 cents off my position on the bid, see? It's so close, but it can look, if you're used to smaller numbers, that can look really scary, you know. Buyers did not make it too high. They didn't like it up there, which is good news for me. So the indicators are telling us it's going to drop, other than the last 9 candles. Oh, no, that was not good. What, did it listen to me and then say, you shouldn't say that? That was like, it threatened me there. That was a threat. Don't make a flat top here, for God's sakes, man. It's making like a flat top right there at the 14. $17. I don't know how much Kathy Wood saying anything is going to make this stock move a certain direction, but I'm stuck in it now for a while, guys. Keep trying to hit my pan, and I can't seem to get my pan to work here.
Including 17,777, 9 orders from Cathay Pacific. Delivered 57 jets in August, including 42 737 MAX jets. And delivered 385 jets through the end of August, surpassing its 2024 total. It's Bravo Alpha delivery numbers out.
Yeah, that was nice. All that this is this candlestick is telling you that it's sending it down. The 5 minutes getting weaker as it goes up. So I may get my move here now, finally. There it goes. Broke the magnet. Now the question is, do I hold into a bigger move if it keeps going or get out? Now with 400 shares, this money could go green pretty big, you know, fast, if it keeps doing what it's doing here. I'm going to get out on market when I decide to get out, so it's not the funny business where it doesn't pick me up. So I'm 4 cents from my position for a second there. It broke through the 9 and it banged on the 20 and the magnet, and it kind of gave it support there, the market magnet, lower end of it. So I'd like to see that magnet pull down. It's very, very weak. Look at the price action. The volume is so weak that it's, you know, that's another reason why I want to go market when I get out. So it's going to break through that 20. That's good news for me. I want to see it break that magnet, finally turn green. Nice big green move down there. We'll take it. So I know I am green for the day now. So boy, was that ever painful to wait for, right? And it might keep going, but I thought that this might, nope, I should have just stayed in a little bit longer, then I would have been green on that stock. But I know I'm green for the day now, so that's good, because this was the one that was holding me down. How are we doing? Charlie's like, thumbs up, let's keep trading. I just, how's our count? Our count, you guys, there's a lot of loyal viewers still watching, so I'm assuming you want me to stay on. Well, okay, I'll do a little bit, maybe do another trade. I don't want to say one more trade. That's the kiss of death. My chart's malfunctioning. Level 2's malfunctioning. It's like Thinkorswim is just like screwing me up. I dropped down to 100 shares because I'm thinking about going long, and it did not make a higher high, so I worry about going long on anything here. If you're wondering what the gray areas are, if you've just come in, we've got our 15-minute breakout, high-low. You've got your 5-minute breakout down here, high-low, the little white lines inside the white lines. And then down lower, you've got your 30-minute pre-market. So somewhere in there, there's 3 levels that are hard to see right there, but they're there. So, and again, it will not let me pan, will it? No, so I have to use my wheel. Seems to always be a way around this stuff. Stopping at the 64. All right, I'll go ahead and go in on a long there, guys. It's not a real strong feeling of mine, but it's not an outright gamble. It's based on what I saw for price action and levels, and it's going against me. I went down in share size so I can go to half my share size if it hits the bottom of this rickshaw man area right in here, which is at 25, about 40 cents off my position. But I'd want to see it turn around first before I get in it. I think this would have to get to like $65 for me to be red on the day, if that was 65 red. So I'll try to avoid that. Hey, I got my glove back. Yay. Oh, because I was inside the price action. Wherever this is marked on the rectangle, it won't. Yeah, I had to come down here. How stupid of me. Yeah, so all the way down there, 57.12. But you've got a 50, if you go all the way over here, you got 56.72. that it could drop, which is way over here somewhere. Oh yeah, way over here. You can get lost on these little micro moves. You got to be careful. 46. I'd like to see it break that 55 going up on a second green candle here. There it is. Now break the 55 going up, and you will get me to, it did. It already broke it. Wow, that was fast. Too bad I didn't see that. I would have had a way better trade. I would have been in for 200 shares, and I would have already gotten out for like 10 bucks, 12 bucks. A small amount. I'd like to get this green, but that also can be the kiss of death. It's just a weird habit of mine. But yeah, this is not going to be a banner day on, I'm going to try some funny business with the guys. Our little market manipulation to see if we can do that a little later here. But right now, this is nearly impossible to trade. Or I'm going to go a deep dive to see if I can find some better stocks than these that are actually moving. It's just a flat day on the market. Yeah, I missed that one opportunity. There it goes. The opportunity to get out there, and it was like, come on, guys. Give me something more than $2, please. I think I'm going to get rid of this. Yeah. I know where it is. It ends right at the 5-minute. Now I can move my charts around a little better. See deep space here, where apparently there's a zillion galaxies we had no idea about, thanks to the Webb telescope. Come on, one more. Ah! See how the market slipped? Oh my God. As Higgins would say, oh my God, Magnum. Assessing one more trade. I mean, some additional trades. Just. Uh-oh, 3 more people dropped off. I'm losing confidence staying. So that's where we turned around before, if we want to play those reindeer games again. I think we'd have to get in. To get in, we'd have to go in market. 58 even seems to be turning around, but can it get back up a little higher would be better if I'm going to go short. There was already a trade there. Come on, you're breaking the 58, so let's just break it all the way up there. Let's get up into the, like 14 cents, 58.14. Of course, if it breaks that, then it's making a higher high here, but it still hasn't broken that level, 58.80. So you just got to learn to read the. I don't have indicators to help me here, so we're reading very tight short-term patterns, which can, 60-70% of the time be accurate. So they give you a little bit of an edge. It dropped off the even dollar, guys. Remember, whole and even dollars are, those of you who watch me all the time know how important those can be. So that was 08. Seems like it's making a pull up there. There's 9 cents, 10. I'll try that. Oh, I think I only got it at 6. Ugh. 6 cents. But we're looking for a dip back to the even dollar. We'll get out. Looking for a dip back to the even dollar now. Even dollar. A small trade. That's all we're looking for. Tiny trade. Even dollar trade. Come on. Pullback. God, I wish the level 2 worked. On this particular stock, it's not working. Oh my God. Price action coming in here could pull the magnet down. We're all the way up to 12 cents now. Only 100 shares, so not too worried about anything going on here. We're green for the day on other stocks. Let's see. Not exactly going to be a banner green day, but green is green. Green is good. You know, I know there's a bunch of people that are just trading with 1 share. That's the way to go. If you can make it green, then you know you can slowly add to your share size over time. It takes a long time to get good. Okay, magnet pulling down as it's going up, making me think about adding to my position, but I want to see it going down. 26. See, it did break the level now, so I could get myself in trouble into this really long trade again, which concerns me for looking for a pullback. Magnets down there. I'm going to go for it on the pullback, watching the swale. So I'm digging a hole. So I got it up at 22 cents, but it looked like it was going to reject off that magnet. Let's see if it does. Right now it's at 35. I'm very close to my position. We're looking for a big drop here. Here it comes, pulling down. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom. There we go. And that ended up getting rid of that 43 cents minus. So I definitely saw that coming. It was easy to read, and that's why I doubled down or added to half my share size. And that was an easy trade. Once it started to form, I would have been really surprised if that went against me price action-wise. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it a day there. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. I hope you ended up going green today. And I'm not sure what kind of a recap I have, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow, okay? Have a great day, guys. Be careful out there.